We did $90,000 in revenue in the month of April and lost $8,000. This happened because while it seemed like the business was going great from the outside, we've got 4 trucks out every single day. We've got a different team member in every apartment. Our closing rates were down, meaning more money on marketing and not booking out far enough. And our callback rate was up, meaning more trips back to customers' houses, which is costing money in fuel and other materials and sacrificing capacity from other jobs happening.
I haven't worked a lot with Devin, but I've been hearing a lot about how he's really kind of like come into his own as a technician, and he's really starting to like pick up the pace and start working a little tougher jobs, and he's starting to get it done. You're doing good, man.
This shows how much improvement we've had even from last week. The past 3 weeks have gone from 24%, 11 to 9. So that's going in a great direction. I wanted to show the technician tier board. We got Devin as a technician now, so he's moved up from a junior tech, so that's big, handling solo work. We also got Caleb and Isaiah as lead technicians now, so that's moving up there. Brandon and Matthew to move up here too, and I think we're gonna have a great upcoming month. I wanted to say Tech of the Week is Devin. Shout out to Devin. This is the only picture I could find of you. It's from one of your walk-around videos.
On that camera, like right.
Yeah, that was the furthest angle I could get of you from the walk-around video. But yeah, shout out. You hit a major milestone doing your first solo job, and I know it was a little bit of a tough one because it was an untreated deck. It was pretty dirty, and when I came and looked at it, it looked great. All right, let's do it.
All right, we got 2 boys training at one time. Let's go check in on them. Ezra, gonna be YouTube famous. This is Ezra, first day, stud. Hayden training him.
I might have been sitting there.
Another guy in here, Caleb, getting some sales training in here. Yeah, I was gonna go now, just so we can meet up for a second.
Okay, well, I just gotta drive there from
Yeah, so, that's fine.
Okay, all right, well, once I finish up here, I will head there.
All right, sounds good. So I was on the call with my coach this morning, and he gave me the idea to record his sales appointments. So I'm thinking, this is the only mic that I have. Maybe Austin has some better ones, but I was thinking if I could, he usually wears a hat, maybe putting this in like an inconspicuous spot or something. And then the idea is to go in and separate the recordings per estimate on like a spreadsheet or something. And then I can either have like myself or like a sales coach or some kind of like AI agent come in and see like, hey, like, is there a specific spot that is, hurting his performance, or like, is there like a specific objection that he's struggling to get over? Because I mentioned the close rate, and I think Grant has all the talent in the world, but we're coming off of a month where, again, I was just going through the numbers with my coach, and his closing rate was about 40%. And if it was our goal of 55, then that would have been another like $27,000 worth of business. And it would have been the difference in like an $8K loss and like a $15,000 profit. So it's obvious that it's, but sometimes as business owners, we've got 30 different things that we're trying to figure out at one time. And it's easy to kind of look over it. So we're going to head to Grant's appointment. Give them the mic and start trying to do a little bit more sales training and sales tracking and things like that. All right, the thing that I gotta figure out is how to put this on you in a non-obvious way.
Oh, just right here.
Yeah, but it's just like...
I mean, like, if they notice, I'll just
like
be like, hey, just training purposes.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, and it's like, hey, we're not gonna distribute this to anybody. It's just for our company to be better. So just make it as, as easy as possible.
That is like, you literally like can't even notice that.
Yeah, you can. I don't even.
Yeah, you literally can't notice that at all.
Can you hear me? Copy that?
All right.
Copy that?
I don't want you to wear this until you probably like go in for like the close.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Or like go like back up to their thing.
Okay. So like to present.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I put the magnet like inside the corner.
Oh yeah,
you see what I mean?
Yeah,
because then that goes over that. Then that's like you like cannot even see that at all.
Yeah, that's literally.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think as long as you wear a polo where you can put the magnet underneath the
always
the
wear a
lip,
polo.
then you'll be good. All right, you good?
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right, dude. See ya. Boys just got back from a job. Good timing. 2 o'clock, and they got done like $2,200. Hayden wrote out these end-of-day checklists here, so I was seeing if they did it, which they did it. Now I want to go out to the truck and see if the stuff is actually done, because it's one thing to fill out the checklist, it's another thing to actually do it. Yeah, just trying to be a little bit more organized. We got all the trucks numbered, all the keys are numbered, end-of-day checklist with some numbers on there, so. But we still got things to work on. You see how dirty this truck is? We've got a ½ inch of dirt on that truck, so not perfect. But did they put the checks and the cash in the office if there was any? If not, they'd probably have it in here. Okay. Looks good so far. Their tool bags are not in here, which is good. Are the bleach tanks filled back up? That's a good question. Yes, they are. Is all the trash out of here? This is my big test. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Couple of dirty rags, not bad though. But guys, like, it seems like a small thing, but like for months at this point, like we cover up the outlets with like the shower caps and use like the duct tape and all that good stuff. And that stuff would just be like shoved like on like the sides of the truck. And like it might not seem like a big deal, but like when somebody else goes to use it the next day and it's like already filthy, it's just like not like a great start to the day. So a big improvement. I did notice one thing wrong. They left the boxes on up here. We'll touch base with them on that. But for that to be the only thing, we're in a pretty good shape. Found a glove. Found 2 gloves. That was the only piece of trash not removed, I think. Not bad.
I think I'm starting to notice the difference. So like your technique when you did this, you just
I just did a light coat. Yeah, just a light coat. Just trying to coat each of the faces. You don't need to spray it when you're not hitting it, just to conserve the soap.
Oh yeah.
Also the runoff and stuff.
Yeah.
We want to keep it to a minimum.
I see where the hose management can definitely.
Yeah, as it's running, if you're not actively pulling it, like when you're not on the trigger, it's pulling itself back. I'm not sure why that is.
Interesting. I just don't want to get these plants over here.
There was a customer that reached out that had a deck where he said it was Olympic solid stain. I'd never seen this reaction in my life. We've done this for like 5 years, but they did the normal soft wash on the deck. It looked painted. And then by the time they're done, there's like random green patches on the brown deck. And it wasn't like algae or anything. It was like some reaction to copper inside of the stain. Didn't even know that was possible to have copper in wood stain.
So I think it's nice that we're like also being considerate of like the furniture and everything, like the attention to detail. Definitely not like many other jobs I've worked, you know?
For sure. I mean,
and I love that about this, because, you know,
a lot of times people would have paid for like the furniture as an extra service, but he's got 5 chairs,
yeah,
and not all of them have cushions. So like, it'll take us like 15 minutes.
I'm glad we came back.
Yeah.
I can see why this stuff gets rusty.
So this is the injector that I was talking about a minute ago. Mm-hmm. This is what supplies the bleach through the line when you're running it with the remote. Mm-hmm. Basically what I was saying earlier about this valve, how you flip it over to red to supply bleach, blue to flush it out. I'm about to pull it off, so I put it on blue so that I'm not like dribbling bleach on myself.
Yeah.
But I'll pull this hose off of here. And then I'm just...
Because that's only to feed the bleach.
Yeah.
Basically.
And
so
then I'm just taking the quick connect off so you can see how shredded that O-ring is.
Oh, yeah.
That was why I was spraying out of there. And like, it's just pouring water right here. So if I had it on red still, this would just be bleach dripping out of here. But I put it on blue so that I don't have to worry about that.
Now at the front there, that's probably just the tank.
Yeah, it's just overflowing.
Yeah.
But I got to replace this O-ring. So same as, you know what, you want to do this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think you got to do it last time. This was the most masculine cup they had at the store. It's like purple and yellow. It's always Red Bull, Coke, and Mountain Dew. So I'm not done with that, but I'm drinking water primarily now. Girlfriend, that's what it was. It was.
She gave you the detail.
She has like a Skechers brand Stanley cup type thing, and I was just thinking to myself, like, why don't I just carry that around? Because I'm always thirsty, And when I'm thirsty, I pull off to a gas station or something, and when I have the option, I'm never getting water. So if I just have water with me, I don't have to think about it.
So we talked with Grant. We're going to start to work with him a little bit on tracking the sales and doing some reviewing there. Hayden has also been crushing it over the past couple weeks. We have changed some things about his kind of like day-to-day, if you will. So essentially, we just had to look at Hayden and myself, and we had to say, hey, you know, what is our day-to-day responsibilities, and let's try to like prioritize those things on like a sheet of paper and look at like what matters. Because we were having a pretty big callback problem with like complaints. I think one thing that has been a focus recently here is not to overcomplicate things, right? Like we don't need to make things harder than it needs to be. So I think in the past when we've had a callback problem, I've wanted to come up with this new system or this new tool or this new checklist and this new like fancy thing, but it's like, hey, like let's just make things really, really simple and have our production manager go do quality checks and check on every single job and, you know, look at what is not getting done correctly, right? Because I know that we don't have a group of guys that's like trying to do a bad job. If I know as the technician, shortly after I leave this job, my boss is pulling up to check this place with a magnifying glass, and if there's anything wrong with it, he's gonna be calling me right back to come and fix it. I'm probably gonna try and do my best job before he comes to check it. So we've just been looking at some certain things there and looking at things. I wanna show you our callback sheet. So we got off to a really bad start in May. We had 5 callbacks through 5 days of the month. And guys, that is not fun at all. Today is May 20th. And we've only received 1 more callback in the past a little over 2 weeks. And guys, like the things are small, right? Like there's obviously, like this one wasn't fun. The front door needed like a touch up on the stain, like that one sucks. But we had 2 related to dryer lint. We had 1 related to a couple windowsills. 1 was mud steps on the patio, which wasn't even us. It was the landscapers came back behind us, but you know, is what it is. So guys, like while these are really small things, you know, we're talking about dryer lint and windowsills, it's like you can do a perfect job, but if this one little teeny tiny place is dirty, then that's what they're gonna most likely be calling to complain about.
This is Matthew's solo job, but I brought Ezra along because he had a truck that had more seats in it. This is Ezra's first like hands-on pressure washing, so doing pretty well, for sure.
Doing good so far.
So I'm kind of like sidestepping it and just doing like that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really take much, you're just kind of erasing those lines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This feels like one of those light bulb jokes right now. Like, how many people does it take to clean a driveway? We got 2 people kicking hoses. Yeah, 1 o'clock, 47%. I mean, this is like Android weather, so I get like, it's like a coin flip which one is gonna be right. 0.19 inches of rain at 1, and then 0 after that.
Should I go down this side again?
Could be good. I think we rinse it, see what it looks like, and then we can go from there. Just heads up, this is gonna be really strong when I start spraying.
Is that in?
Yep. And then you can open that up, the ball valve.
Is that supposed to move? It's gonna move, right?
Yeah, it's really powerful.
How do you hold this?
On the lance. So like one hand over, and you kind of get it like that. You see how it's like a vertical fan? I'm kind of just quickly getting pretty close to it and like.
Yeah, this I've done before.
Yeah. And then when you get to the top, just be real careful not to go into the grass. Try to stay a little short of it.
My hand hurts.
Huh?
So my hand hurts.
Vibrations?
Yeah, it's all good. I did the driveway today with that machine that I don't know what it's called, the surface cleaner. I started doing a little bit of pressure washing today. Kind of got a good feel about like outside of the house, doing like the back porch and stuff like that, spraying everything down, treating it, being careful with the bleach definitely because I got it all over my chest. So note to self, don't lean over the railing after you spray it. other than that, I mean, it's going pretty good. I'm ready to get, more hands-on. I'm definitely ready to just kind of, keep learning so I can get out on my own, so I can help these homeowners and make some decent money and just enjoy what I do for work.
So what I've learned is that it's hard to implement like big projects in like the busy season. Like I try to keep a lot of like my systems work and things like that to like off-season stuff where I can like actually like devote time to it. But I do know that right now it would be very beneficial to the company for me to focus on Christmas lights for the next 30 to 60 days and really try and get things in order for that. Because that's something that, if I could focus on it, that could bring us a couple $100,000 more in business. But I've got to make sure that at the same time the business is running good right now as well. I can't just have it lighting on fire because I'm thinking about Christmas lights, right? So what that means for me is right now we've kind of got 4 departments: marketing, admin, production, and sales. This answer is going to change all the time for me, but right now admin is running pretty well right now. Production was really struggling. But like I said, we kind of prioritized Hayden's task and some of the things that he was working on had to get put on the back burner to just focus on like today and tomorrow. And now that's been running really well. Hayden has been crushing it. With the sales, just looking at how can we drive closing rate up. I talked about that a little bit earlier in the video and how we're doing some things with Grant. But really that's a conversation of like, is it the salesman? Is it the marketing aspect? Is it the pricing? Is there other factors? And it wouldn't be fair for me to just sit here and try and guess, right? So that's why we're kind of looking at it. And then on the marketing leg, I think that we're moving in a good direction. We've got some new meta ads out right now that should help our costs there. So just kind of looking at the 4 departments, looking at, hey, like what needs my focus right now? And if I can get those 4 departments in a spot where they're running smoothly, then I can move my attention to start focusing on Christmas lights to hopefully bring in all that potential money when that time comes. Boom, 4 weeks later, we're back. Gonna show you how we turned this month around. Was at a wedding last night, back in the office today, so if I'm a little rusty, that's why. I want to show you all that profit and loss from the month of April so that y'all know that we aren't lying. Total income, $87,000, and we can scroll all the way here to the bottom, and net income, negative $7,897. Now, I will preface that this is one of the 2 months during this calendar year where there just so happens to be 3 payroll cycles in the month. And for us, every payroll cycle right now is like 25 grand. So that does kind of skew the numbers a little bit. Because obviously if that payroll came out 2 days later in the month of May, then this month would have looked a lot better. But that's not to say that there was still work that needed to be done to fix the problem. And something that I've learned throughout the years is that everyone, myself included, only wants to talk about what their revenue is. We're going to do 1 million this year or 5 million this year, but nobody wants to talk about the profit. And really that's the only thing that matters. If you've got $1 million power washing company, it seems great on, the internet, but if you're not making any money, what good is it really doing you? So that's something that I always have to come back to and remember is like, hey, like the number one goal is to make money. It doesn't really, matter what the revenue is. So let me show you all the results, how we turn this thing around. And boom. So May, we turned some things around. We did a little bit more in revenue. So we had $111,781 in total revenue. And left over on the bottom line was $19,138, so much better month there. Still not perfect, that's about 17% roughly on the net profit margin. Now, myself and Hayden are on salary, which is counted as a expense to the business, obviously. So in reality, if we were to take the owner salaries out and put them on the profit, it is much higher than that, but we do pay ourselves as, normal employees. So that was what was left over. So yeah, we tightened things down on the production side, and we had a lot less callbacks, which meant that we could fit more jobs on the schedule and less revisits. On the sales, we started working closer with Grant. We're getting a new sales guy trained here soon. And then on the marketing, we did a couple things. I've still got room to go where we can look at how our meta campaigns are doing, how are we ranking on Google, and some other things like that. So with that being said, stoked with how we turn things around. We gotta keep it going, because while I was pretty low on the confidence scale after April, as you can imagine, now I'm trying to think to myself, hey, it's now June when we're filming this. If we can do this $20K profit a month for the remaining 6 months of the year, then that'd be a pretty healthy way to end the year out as far as a profit goes. So just remember, revenue is not everything. It's what's talked about a lot on social media because it's like the big number, obviously, but the profit is what matters. And if the business is not making money, then what's the point of having the business? So that's where we're at, and we turn things around.